We back with Ledyanaya Moglia, and I'm about to show you how you can get all the rewards for this boss. You might think you need 3 teams, but actually you only need one. So let me show you how you can get the max rewards. As you can see here, I'm just using one team. I'm putting my best 4 units in squad 1 here, and then I throw a couple level 1s in squad 2 and 3. And you'll see why. We can sit here and do this in a few moments. So starting off on the first boss, we're going to go ahead and move all of our units into cover as best as we can. And we only have one target on this fight here. Now this boss is just a giant punching bag. You cannot actually kill the boss. And as soon as you reach the max points, which is 84,000, the fight's over. It ends immediately and move on to the next fight. So, like I said, we move all of our units into cover. We sit here and DPS the boss down as best as we can. And we can use Maki's ultimate on this fight as the boss actually, or at least the target actually does attack us. So Maki's ultimate will actually sit there and go off with her overwatch, attacking the boss on the boss's turns. There is an ad that spawns, and if you have the damage, you can honestly ignore the ad and just go for the boss itself. But truthfully, you should go ahead and take care of the ad whenever it spawns, just to be safe. This boss doesn't actually do a too crazy amount of damage. It's enough that you really just need a healer, but you should still have something as a frontline. And Somi does do a good job here. So if you just put her up in this corner, the boss will sit there and focus it her. But the shields should keep you pretty safe if you are using Somi for this fight. If not, then just bring a frontline, a healer, and a couple of DPS, and you should be just fine. Now, like I said, once you reach the points, the fight's over, and then we go ahead and speed run the rest of the fights. And what I mean by speed run the rest of the fights is bring in your level 1 character, and then just end your turn. The boss will focus the level 1 character down and end the fight, and then take you to the next one. On this fight, unfortunately, he seems to attack the left side. I thought I could just end turn and I'd get focused down. Apparently I don't, so I actually do need to move the unit up in order for it to get killed so that we can end this. And as you can see, we do get 2 of the objectives, and now we just need to go back in to get the 3rd and 4th objective. And now we're coming back in for the second fight. This fight has 2 bosses that we can sit here and target and focus, but truthfully, we only need to target one, as there's really no point in splitting our DPS. If the stability was shared between both bosses, it'd make more sense, but each boss has its own separate stability. So we just focus one down, break its stability, and then DPS the boss down as well. Try to get your units into cover if you can. Obviously, there's not the cover here is a little awkward to sit here and work with, but we do the best that we can with what we have. Now, unfortunately, Somi's range is really short, and I was going to try and use the right side as cover, but I end up finding out that Somi can't reach from over there. So I end up moving her out into the open just so that I can get her skill off, which is really helpful for stability breaking. But that's going to end up costing me my Somi a little later on. Now we can't use Maki's ultimate on this fight, as the boss actually does attack, so we don't end up wasting a turn by using it, and we can get some extra stability breaks in and extra damage during the enemy's turn. Like I said, I ended up losing my Somi. Kinda sucks. But we're right here at the end. All we have to do is shoot it with Maki and we're finished. And that's the second fight. Now on to the third fight. The hardest part about this fight is getting through the beginning cutscene, as apparently there are like 10 different parts to this boss and each one of them has to buff, and apparently the game needs to show you each and every one of them getting buffed separately, which is fun. Anyways, just like the second fight, there are multiple targets that we can sit here and choose from. We're just going to go with the closest one on the right here, position our units into cover as best as we can, and then focus the boss down. Now, unfortunately, this target here doesn't actually use an attack, so you can just skip Maki's ultimate. It doesn't do anything, unfortunately. So it's just a waste of time, and you could just start using skills right off the bat from her. This boss does like to do a lot of AoEs. If you can position outside of the AoEs, you should. Tomi's shield, or is it Tomi? Somi's shield is rather strong, but you should still be safe and keep everybody out of it. Luckily, we have none of our units in that AoE, so we can just go ahead and continue guessing the boss down. Since we're being targeted with AoE, I'm going to go ahead and move my units out. I honestly believe I could sit here and take this boss out with this turn without having to move any of my units, but that's a bad habit of trying to do that. And instead of trying and ending up finding out I can't and having to use a rewind, might as well just, take a few extra clicks, move my units out of the AoE, and continue DPSing the boss. And that's the end of the fight. Now we've taken out all 3 bosses, we should be able to collect our reward. And here we are, all of our rewards ready for us to collect. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you clear this CrossRoad challenge. Doing this challenge this way may be a little annoying, but it's much quicker than having to build 3 teams for it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link is in the description. And if you want to help support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.